Hi folks, hope you're doing well. This will be the last video I think of today. It's now coming up to 11 o'clock in the evening on the 1st of November. Yes, 2022. So, yeah, okay. The last video was talking about the fact that your job as a believer is to grow and mature. Your job is not to try and be the Holy Spirit, the Son, or the Father. Well, the point of growing, as I mentioned in that one, is when you mature, you go through the Lord to Father, to a relationship with Father, and your job is basically the same as the Lord then, for your life to point to the Father. Now, you can't go through until you've matured. Now, as most people in church have been kept in the position of being baby, yeah, maturity for most is going to take time. It doesn't have to take long, depends really upon your minister. If your minister is going to be challenging you, then you can get there fairly quickly. Fairly quickly is still talking 2 years maybe. 2 years, 3 years. I mean, well, for me it was a year. Nearly a year. From September the 1st to July. About July the 1st it was. It was end of June, wasn't it? So, yeah. But for me, I had to have my heart smashed to pieces, my life torn apart. Then get to the point of asking that question, who are you and who am I? And then go on a stand for 8 months, believing it's for a wife, and go through all that I went through during that. Yeah. And what that was all about was about relationship with Father. Going through Yeshua to a relationship with Father. It was a crash course in maturity. Yeah. Of course, at the time, I didn't see it at the time. No. I fell quite a lot during the stand, and yeah. Had some very tough times during that time and complained to God a lot during that time, and realised what it was. Had I realised what it was, I would have cherished it. Yeah. But it was a crash course in that, because basically what I was being taught was, as I was saying, you've got the problem. If you focus on the problem, you fall into it. The only way you can get out of it is to focus back upon the solution, which is Father. You focus back on Father, you focus back on Him, His truth, His will, His way. Then you can get out of that mess. And the way to stay out of it is keep your focus on Him. Understand that, okay, you're going to glance down occasionally. You're going to glance down at the mess. But it doesn't matter what you see. You know that with Him, you don't need to worry about all that at all. Not any of it. It does look very bad, and it can look very, very bad. But you don't need to be dragged down because of it. You need to know that God is God. And everything you see is minuscule compared to His plans and His will and His way. That's what you see is nothing in the scale of what He controls on a daily basis. So yeah, I mean, since then, I've fallen a few times. I've had moments when things have been tough. Yeah. I've had moments when I've looked at the problems at church. Certainly. And that's been problematic. At times, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Relationship with Father. Yeah. But then, what you find is, when you have a relationship with Father, you find that every love song now has new meaning, because it's now about your relationship with Him. So, because there's that song, "How Deep Is Your Love" by the Bee Gees, and there's I can't remember the exact line. I'll have to look it up and find the lyrics. But there's a line that basically says something like, "You don't think that I care, or people don't think that I care for you, but you know I really do." And oh my God. Oh. I heard that song earlier. I don't think I've ever cried so much than I did after hearing that line. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, as I say, I mean, yeah, would I have been that emotional had it been me thinking about that with regards to a woman? No. No. But thinking about the Father who sent His Son to die for me, because also earlier there's a song called Sea of Faces, with the video of that song called Sea of Faces by Cutlass. The video was on YouTube, so I watched it, and again there's a line at the end of that basically says, you would do it just for me. If all you could save was me, you'd still do it. You'd still go through all of that if it was just for me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so, yeah. Yeah. Well, so there was, what was that other song? I think is it Love Me Like You Do by Eddie Golden. Part of it says, "I never knew it meant so much." Yeah, that bit broke me. Yeah. But when, after I realised you're going to go through Yeshua to a relationship with Father, and then Father started to teach me who He is and who I am, oh my God. Hearing that line, "I never knew it meant so much." 27 years. Where, yeah. I could have spent that 27 years honouring Father and truly worshipping Father and being in love with God, with Father. And if I'd only have known what it really meant, and it meant so much. Oh, if I'd only have known. Yeah. So as I say, it's, when you have that love, it's incredible the way that certain lines in songs suddenly jump out and absolutely tear you to pieces. Yeah, like no song has ever done before. Yeah. Well, I'd say for me, we're going back a bit further than a year ago. Say 14 months ago, certainly 14 months ago, I had virtually no love. Well, although, yeah, I still had beautiful worship at times. I did love God to the best of my ability at the time. Yes. But now it's, yeah, so much more. I mean, it's just like times 1,000. Or more, so much more than 1,000 times. But when you understand who He is and who you are, especially when you understand who He is, well, actually, when you understand who you are, that you are according to Him. That's basically how He sees you. Oh, again, when you understand that, yeah, that is truly beautiful. Only when I started to understand that did I realise for the first time in my life that I was of some worth. For the first time in my life, realising that I was of some worth. So, yeah. So, there you go. Yeah. Put it this way, for those who can come through Yeshua to a relationship with Father, I would say whatever you have to go through to get here, it's so worth it. It really is. Whatever you have to go through, whether you get 1 minute of this experience, or 1 year, or 10 years, or 100 years, it's all worth it. And I think if you're in a relationship with somebody, it could get a bit dry at times, the relationship. But with God, no. No, because, put it this way, at the moment, I've been sort of in relationship with God for just over a year now. Well, I mean, it was just over a year ago when Father said, you have to come through the Word to a relationship with Father. And once you get to that destination, you don't need the Word anymore. And it was just before then that I asked that question, who are you and who am I? Wasn't that long ago, was it? Before that, it would have been so it's somewhere around the 11th of September 2021. There's a lot of movement in that camera, isn't there? Yeah. I did look at some point to get a stabiliser for the camera, but ones you get, like if you just look online, generally speaking, the ones you see on, if it's Google or if it's eBay or Amazon, they're cheap rubbish and they just won't do the job. Not in any way, shape or form. I think most proper stabilisers are not meant for phones anyway, they're meant for proper cameras. So, yeah. Something like that would be quite useful. Otherwise, unfortunately. Yeah. You get a little bit of movement from, the movement of walking. Unfortunately, folks. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, what the subjects will be tomorrow, I don't know. I think this is the end of the ones for today. But even that, isn't it beautiful that one subject ends up with 4 or 5 or maybe 6 videos that come from it, because God will give a general subject that there be roots coming from that lead to something else and something else and something else and something else and something else, which is gorgeous. So anyway, there you go. You take care, God bless. I will speak to you soon. Have a wonderful, glorious week, and find ways to be a blessing to people. Bye bye.